Okay, this is a tile laying game where you have private goals and shared incentive goals. So what happens is, from my recollection of how this game works, is you start with one tile face up that's in a common area. You're going to build this out like you do in Carcassonne. And then you have 3 tiles to choose from, and then you have stacks of tiles that you will draw and replace those from. And then in the game, what you're going to do is you're going to have goal cards. So the reason I have these sideways is because the person to your left and to your right, these are your shared goals, kind of like between 2 cities, I guess would be an example. And then the one in the center is my private goal. So this is showing that the max number of sheep in a completed area, I'm going to get 2 points for, that area. If there are 7 or more sheep, I'm going to add an additional 3 points. So the max number of sheep times 2, right? So if there are 5 sheep times 2, it would be 10. If there were 7 times 2, it would be 14. Again, if there were 7, I would get 14 plus 3, which would be 17 points. So that's my private goal, right? That would be like hidden. And then my shared goal would be 4 points, number of roads completed. So I get 3 points for each set of roads that is completed, that is connecting 2 cities. And then there's a little bonus plus 4 roads between completed cities. Plus 4 per roads between completed cities. Oh, so the cities are also completed, not just the roads. This one is number of lands separated by lakes, right? So there's 2 lands separated by lakes. That'd be 2 times 3 would be 6 points. Note you can score from incomplete lands, right? So it doesn't have to be a total land area. So those are like my goals. So I have this area here. So I can see that there's like these rose bushes here, and there's this water here. And I'm trying to get, one thing I'm trying to get is sheep. I'm trying to get different land areas. So maybe if I took this tile and I placed it, maybe like this, to kind of keep these sheep, or maybe even if water has to touch water, so I can't do that. So here I'm going to try and get a water area down here, a water area here, and I have 3 sheep in this area, and that would be my turn. We would replace that tile, and then it'd be the next player's turn. So then what would happen is this next player would also have this land goal, but they would have their private goal of the number of completed heart-shaped cities, gardens, and lakes times 3. If you make a heart-shaped city, gardens, and lakes respectively, plus 5 points. So if I can do all 3, that's my private goal. And then shared with my other partner is empty. So number of completed grasses that contain no objects in it, right? So there's no trees or sheep or cows or anything inside those areas. So I would then look at this and try and decide what I want to do. Can I work for a heart-shaped territory here? I see that there is kind of a heart-shaped bush here, right? So I could potentially put this there for getting a heart-shaped bush. I could potentially put this here for a heart-shaped lake. So I could do those things. I also do want the separate land areas, though. So that could potentially create a separate land area if a lake was put here. I don't know how likely that is. This one, empty territories. I could also look into, if I were to place this tile here, right, this is starting a territory down here that could potentially be empty depending on how it developed. Right, so I'd make these different types of decisions. So let's just say, I could also put this tile here for a heart-shaped rose bushes up here. However, I do know that there is a scoring tile for if the roses are the same color, it gives somebody points. I don't know if that one's in play yet because I haven't looked at the other person's stuff. But knowing that, maybe I don't want to do that since it's not one of my scoring goals. So maybe I'll just put this over here to create a heart-shaped rose here, and then maybe also get some different water territory going over here for the shared goal there, right? So then I'd replace a tile. So that'd be my common goal would go away, my private goal would go away. I'd bring in the common goal for the other player. Their private goal is settlements. Number of completed grass and cities contains 3 or more houses. Right, so you can see there's these little houses there. So if in a completed area there's 3 or more houses, and then there's a bonus down there. And then they share the common goal with the first player, which is the road one. So then that would be there. And so when they're looking at this, again, they could look for completing the common goal of empties, trying to get houses, like a big area of houses built up. Or roads. So I haven't seen any roads. There are a couple houses out here. And so maybe I want to, this is looking like it might be a big area. So I could decide to try to build into this area by putting a house here, maybe seeing how that builds out, right? And then it would go, that'd be turned over. And then it would go back to the first player. Which means we are now looking at roads, max sheep, and land. And so that's just all you're doing. You're just essentially just building out, putting out all these different tiles. You can see fences help you block areas off. So like if this area was like this is a segregated area because it's blocked off by the fence. It's not connected to this area there, right? If this house was put up here, that is separating this area, right? So this could be formed like this, right? You can kind of do this if you wanted. Well, not that because of the bushes. But anyway, let's say like that. And so you're just building out this territory, and you're getting how many majority sheep. This is not connected, and actually this tile couldn't go there because of the way the land is. That could happen though. So it could go like that. So you're just building out just like you do in Carcassonne. You have to match sides to sides. Again, these don't have to be the same color of roses. And there's just all sorts of different scoring tactics in here. These are pace up. The actual cards are in Japanese or what have you. That way. And then it has this particular scoring board where you would score like, all right, my private goal, I got, let's say 18 points, and my shared goal with this person, I got 13 points, and my shared goal with this person, I got 24 points. So I'd add up these 3 numbers, so what, 20, 30, 40, 48, 51, 55, and I'd go, okay, I have 55 points. And then this person could say, then maybe they got 24 with this person, they got 12 here. And so then they'd have 20, 40, 50, 60 points, and you would just, total it up. And that's basically how the game works. It's a cute little Japanese game.